YouTubers? It's old guy Moto freaking, and I've got a new vintage bike I'm trying to get dialed in, and I've never ridden this thing. My good friend Charlie Moore sold this to me. Got a great deal on it. It's got a brand new engine, and it is tight. I cannot start this bike. We put it on a starting block here. Someone had out at the races, got it running. Charlie's got a lot of experience with these Huskies, and he's got much shorter legs than I do and more punch. So he can get it started, but I can't, and that is definitely a problem when you're trying to race vintage bikes, because if you stall it, you're just screwed. So anyway, this is a practice lap. First time I've been on the bike. You know, the air screw's out too far. We eventually get it idling a lot better, but I'm just struggling with it, just trying to get a feel for it and taking a few laps practice here and kind of see how it goes. Yeah, you know, definitely learned a lot this day. I've got a lot of stuff to get it dialed in, and it is definitely not race ready. But it is a fast beast. It's got more power than my YZ400 did, and you know, I think it's going to be an amazing bike for me. But I learned a lot this day. And yeah, you know, didn't really come out here expecting to win any races. I just wanted to ride it, get it on the track. We're out at Oak Hill MX in Decatur, Texas. Great track, but it's also got some pretty deep sand in spots. And yeah, that's not good. It's pretty easy to stall a bike in the deep sand. So I'm just kind of cruising around here and trying to get a feel for it, like I was saying. And it feels pretty good. You know, you can hear me feathering the clutch a lot on this lap. And, you know, I probably shouldn't have been using the clutch at all. I'm just afraid I'm going to stall it and have to push it back. So we're going around here just trying to get a feel, and you know, sure enough, up here I'm gonna stall it and wear myself out trying to get it back to the truck, and we eventually do. Charlie helps me dial in the idle a little bit, and we get it started again. And I'm going to take it out and see if I can race this thing without stalling it. So here, check some out. So I try and kick it a few times and no luck. This bike is taller than the YZ400, and I kind of need a stand to kick it, at least at this point. Going through my head is kind of a list to do's of what I need to do to this thing, and other than some cosmetic stuff, like plastics and a few things like that, seat cover, whatnot. I definitely need to put a compression release in the cylinder head, and I've got a buddy that can do that for me. Probably need to retard the timing. It's pretty on and off, punchy, and go down a tooth on the front sprocket, etc., etc. So, like all vintage bikes, you gotta dial them in. I spent well over a year trying to dial in the 76 YZ400 and before I really got it, so I could race it and actually compete with it. And that's just part of the vintage thing. We're all spoiled with these new bikes. I'm used to getting on my new Husky TX300. It's got a push button start. You throw it in the air 20 feet and drop it, and nothing breaks. And vintage bikes are just totally different. Part of the love of vintage bikes is wanting to work on them and dial them in, and that takes some time, especially when you're not very knowledgeable like I am just about bikes. So I know how to ride the modern ones pretty damn good. And look here, then I stall it right off the start. Charlie's right there. I don't know what I'd do without him. Wasn't for him, I wouldn't even try and race this thing today. But he's going to help me get it started. You can see even he's having a hard time with this thing. I have to end up holding the handlebars and, let him get on the pegs to get it started. But, and he knows what he's doing, so... Anyway, we get it started, and I'm going to see what I can do to race it here. But like I said, this thing needs to be dialed in. You can see I got pie plates for numbers on it right now, and watch this wheel come up. That throttle, it's on or off. I should say it's full on or off. So, maybe a flywheel weight. Who knows? Generally you don't want to take a bike out to the race, and race it when it's just been built, because, you got to test them and test ride them and all that stuff. But, I was just dying to get on this thing, just ride it. So, wasn't worried about winning any trophies. I was just wanting to get out and see how my new bike is. The one thing I really love about this bike, other than it's just a screaming bitch, it's tall. It fits me. The reason I'm trying to upgrade from the YZ400, which is on the market now, I'm trying to sell that, is this bike fits my height. I'm 6'1", and it's the other bike is just, I look like the Jolly Green Giant on it. It just didn't fit me. Everything else about the bike I absolutely love, but, the suspension was pretty shitty too, so, when I say shitty, it's just old school. So, I did have Race Tech do the YZ suspension and monoshock, and it's pretty good, but I could bottom it out pretty easy, and, I was a little too hard on the old YZ400, so that's one of the things I really love about this Husqvarna 78 Husqvarna 390 CR is it fits my body. So all I've done so far is chop down the handlebars a little bit, put some exhaust packing in the silencer, and some plastic rubber clips, which they're really proud of. It's pretty hard to find those fender clips. But she's got a lot of work to go. thought I'd share a video of it here. I'll let you watch me try and race this thing. I'm nearly a lap behind everybody, but hey man, just having fun. Super glad to be on this bike, and super thankful for Charlie hooking me up. Got a great deal on this. Got plenty of room to put a few dollars in it, and I think long term this is going to be an amazing bike.
Fuck! Fuck!
Well, so there you have it. Yep, just about the same spot of the track. I kind of got outside in the deep sand there, if you want to call that a berm, whatever, and yeah, stalled it. So, you know, this just wasn't the day for me to get around the track and learn how to ride this new bike. And I'll tell you this, even though this bike is pretty light for a 390, it sucks pushing it through deep sand. Nobody wants to do that. So anyway, old guy Moto freaking signing out. Ride hard, have fun, be safe, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Well, that was a lesson.